episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our Supreme and Master Speakers Omeji Cat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Circuit Barrakiel, Alex Franco AV, Winebow Brood, Psyche, Asuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimsdaughter, Nat Clay, Lily Black, Bob Cece, Mikto Rabentau, Sapa Chakwatol, Edwin, Arcadia Lunashine, Umbral Wind, Quick Levin, Pamela Isley, Camille Grino, Elenriel Maximus, Coderith Novelist, Mira Miri, Bay Barbale, Suno Chicano, Celestau Natrell, Lazy Boy, A Bag of Dragonite, Luke Osborne, Pandaloo Storm Arrow, Tex, Kylin, AJ Brainswordson, Anathus Moonscar, Arthur Law, Biridan Derard, Cypup, Spencer Christmas, Noy Fafnir, Cheshire Saltiri, Celine DeLune, and Wubsta Wolf. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Eorzeans. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 310. I'm Lakeel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Georgi Wiston, Mela Vanadar, and Rollo Dez. Hey, welcome. It is July 30th, 2022, and our main topics today: patch 6.2 buried memory artwork and website has been released. So that's a big deal. We're going to talk about that today, discuss and theorize. Live letter 72 has a date as well, so we will be doing more theorizing and discussion around that. And that's the show. We actually don't have any Mogmail that we can read today, so if you're sitting there, you have failed us.
How dare we depended on you?
Well, what I'm worried about is that every time like that stuff like this happens, I'm like, has the website died again? Because it just happens that Mogmail dies. So I'm going to have to check that after this. But I think otherwise, go to mogmail.com. No, don't go to mogmail.com. We don't own that website. speakersxiv.com/mogmail. Okay, so that's the show. Also, stay tuned for the poster. We'll be answering questions from the Syndicate. Also, I just need to make a quick update regarding a return to SoaR. I realized that when I teased it last week, I didn't really specify anything about it. I was like, it's out for patrons. It's out for Supreme and Master patrons. And the way you get it is it's on our Discord. So if you're a Supreme or Master speaker, you get an extra channel under Patreon. It's called Patreon live streams, I think. You'll find not only Return to SoaR, but you'll also find the previous 1.0 deep dive streams as well. Everything is archived in there, all the VODs. So that's where you go for that. So I'm sorry if there was any confusion, because I don't post those to the Patreon website. They are posted on the Patreon Discord channel. So there you go. Okay, that's that. Let's jump into the main show. We'll start with Horizon Yvon. All right. In recent events, we'll start by bidding adieu to two tomestones. She's at it again. She is removing some tomestones out of circulation, and we're getting a new one. This is usually, regular fare. We're used to this with every second patch. But it's a little special this time because we are losing both Allegory and Revelation this time. So, two tomestones.
Well, just aphorism.
Sorry? Oh, yeah, sorry.
Losing
I've even put the wrong tome in the...
Oh, no.
I am one patch behind, chat. You have to understand.
That's all right. That's all right.
Oh, sorry.
Fix it in post.
No. I'm not going to fix this. This will stay.
But you won't fix this.
Yeah, this will be as it is. So astronomy will be coming in.
aphorism can be exchanged after. It'll still be in the list. It just isn't obtainable.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas allegory and revelation will be completely removed from the game. So if you still have some from 5.5,
Right.
trade them in now.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. So.
Rowena's not interested in your revelations anymore.
Right. Yeah.
No, she's read all the books, all the ebooks on those poems.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Sorry. Just so I'm clear, revelation, allegory, and aphorism are going out.
Yes,
this
all
patch.
three.
Okay. So it's technically not wrong. It's just I forgot to put in the important aphorism.
Well, technically, aphorism will still be in the game for trading. Allegory and revelation will not be available at all after the patch 6.2.
Yes. Yes.
Obviously, we made nice guesses for nice colors, but if you look back through the list of every expansion, we're almost definitely due a yellow and probably green Tomestone, and one of them will have a white instead of black background, like Allegory does. So I think it's probably going to be a white Tomestone with a yellow background or something like that, or with yellow.
That'd be
lines.
cool.
Oh, I'd hope it's white with green. White and yellow sounds really unpleasant to look at.
Yeah, it might be a bit too blendy. White and yellow.
I think Esoterics is white with yellow. It's hard to tell on the picture. So yeah, green. I don't think has been done yet with a white background.
Please make it the terms of creativity and make it green, because that's not a creative color.
I think they should pay tribute to the famous Danish artist Casimir Malevich and make it white on white, just white tome on white tome. That'd be a real good one, guys.
Of course, it's
that
Danish.
Sounds nice.
Okay, well, while we're saying goodbye to allegory and revelation, thank God we still have poetics.
Do anything. I would do anything with poetics.
Yes, Mailer and I were talking about poetics is a hideously unaesthetic Tomestone.
Yeah.
And they hate that we still have it.
But it's your Tomestone phone too.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't care. I would rather had a tome phone in the style of a philosophy or mythology tome.
You can't have a 6-sided Tomestone phone.
Well, I know. That's why I wanted a different one from a Realm Report.
Yeah.
It's very, at one point, having poetics was fine because they were in heavens when they were facing them out. But they could change it at any point to any Tomestone and it would work in the game.
Yeah.
So please get rid of poetics. It's so boring.
Okay, well, there you go. Goodbye. You can exchange, we've already said this, but you can exchange aphorism for astronomy. But again, warning, allegory and revelation, you have to exchange it now before the patch.
Yes.
It will be gone by 6.2. You can't wait until the patch because at that point it's too late. Okay, so remember
you can exchange them for more poetics.
Yes, which is everyone's favorite.
And obviously, astronomy will be the new aphorism with the 2K cap.
Yeah.
And you won't care about it because who the hell cares about the non-capped Tomestone?
And also remember, there's no point in keeping any of these tomestones because unlike, items, this will just disappear. They'll essentially just...
Oh, yeah.
Because it'll be gone from the menu, so...
Can't keep them.
Mailer's worst nightmare.
I know. Thank God for the Moogle events.
Yes. Okay, so there you go. That's your elegant update. Sorry, elegant Tomestone update. Right. This is from the Crystalline Conflict / Walk with Yoshi-P stream that happened.
Did you pick this picture on purpose?
Yeah, I did. I did pick this on purpose.
That's a good choice. A good stream. Great stream.
We learned that adventurer plates will be added to dungeons in 6.3. So a lot earlier than I expected because it sounded like it was kind of far away when they talked about it the first time. But yeah, 6.3 is when we'll expect that.
I mean, I imagine it's not significantly difficult to implement.
No, Probably not.
I think it's more just about the timing of when they appear because of the intro cutscenes.
Man, could you imagine having that with 24-man or something? Just like every
Oh my God.
every party member and every other
I
alliance.
think they've said that they don't intend to do it for 24-mans, or if they do, it will only be your 8-man party.
Yeah.
But imagine everyone's awful card just flooding your screen.
So, because obviously in PvP, when it shows up, you can't skip those cutscenes, but you can skip dungeon ones. Will skipping the dungeon one skip showing these?
Well, remember that when you're in that dungeon, you are held for a few seconds, even after the cutscene is played for everyone. I'm assuming that's when it'll do it.
Yeah,
I
it could
feel
just be
as
some
if
hot element.
Yeah.
I feel as if it could play during when it says commence at the
Yes,
same
that's
time
what I was
and be
thinking.
on the screen for around the same amount of time, so not very long at all.
No.
Yeah, completely cover the entire screen just briefly.
I mean, what do you need to see in the first 1 or 2 seconds of a dungeon?
Right.
The enemies in Sustash that I'm about to tank.
They're like at least 2 seconds away from you.
Yeah.
We'll see how.
Yeah. They also said that they will be making changes to make adventure plates easier to understand and to create, because I mean, it's still kind of complicated, like unnecessarily complicated to make edit certain parts of it. It's not very intuitive.
It's finicky.
No. They did mention this in the previous live letter that they're going to unentangle adventurer portraits and adventurer plates so as to make it less confusing.
Yeah. Yeah. They also said that PvP job adjustments for 6.2 are already finished, or finalized. So there you
I
go.
hope so.
That's been sealed. I mean, yeah, it'd be weird if it wasn't, because we now know when the patch will be out. Kind of. Do we know kind of, or do we know exactly?
When the patch is,
Yeah. Is it? Or
we have a theorized
theories.
date, which is 23rd
Which
August,
is now
but
more
we don't
likely.
have a confirmation.
We know when the live letter is. That's what I'm thinking. Because we, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the
It'll
devs
probably be the 23rd.
probably, yeah. The devs want to hold a Crystalline conflict tournament, maybe when things cool down a bit more. They say that's for JP, I'm assuming, because we already have the tournaments in
The
Europe.
EU one was good.
So another, an interesting chart here that they showed. These are the stats for win rates and with the jobs are in Crystalline Conflict. It shows it's pretty damn well balanced. It seems.
Not bad.
if it's not close to 50%, something's gone wrong.
Right.
Because they should win approximately half
White
the time.
Mage?
Yeah. White Mage is the lowest of the healers. I'm assuming.
Yeah, scholar supremacy.
Yeah.
Scholar's the highest of any job.
Well, it's because
Oh, the numero uno. Yeah, let's go.
this is post White Mage nerf in PvP, so that is probably why. After they nerfed
Well,
our
I'd also
limit break.
suspect it's because there are people that play White Mage because they're like, "Ooh, it's supposed to be OP," and then they bring the average down.
And then
Wow.
fuck
Yeah.
you. Yeah. So this is they also
See, there's nothing hype about Scholar in PvP.
no. There's they also had different ones from all the different regions. I'm not going to show them here because they're essentially all the same. It's all around the same. I mean, the numbers fluctuate by a few points, but you know.
It'd be interesting to see pick
specific-
rates.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I
This
don't
is specifically
think
data.
This is all regions.
Still.
They also had regions
This
for
is-
Japan, North America, and Europe, but this is all of them combined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is specifically data excluding instances where there is the same job on both teams. Because if it was, it
Oh.
would bring it close to the average as well.
I see. I see.
That is fair.
Because it would just add 1 point to both loss and win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some of it's surprising. Like, I find as a paladin, you do all right, but you're never the one making big plays. Maybe it's more about protection of your team and stuff. But I do feel the DPS is very surprising. I feel like melee DPS and maybe even physical ranged are a bigger advantage than casters. Melee, sometimes you just get annihilated before you even realize what's going on.
Yeah.
You gotta, you just gotta know, keep your position.
Yeah,
Melee
Yeah.
is terrifying. I agree. Melee is you have to go into that mob. You have to go. That's the only way you can deal damage. You have to be in there.
So
Yeah.
jump in there, do a little dragoon jump, and then max recuperate and fucking pray to God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I get
Yeah.
like heart palpitations using my like the jump that I have as a white mage because I have to do that to get my cure 3.
Yeah.
Skill's insane. I love it that they were that crazy to be like, yeah, your AoE healing skill, which is very strong, you're gonna have to sacrifice yourself for this one, buddy.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
why do you think they're only 47%?
Right. I think that's probably a good point. Is people using that skill because once you're in there, you're fucked. You're
Yeah.
gonna die. A white mage jumping into like a party, of course they're gonna kill you.
You got to know when to do it. That's not on cooldown thing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you have to plan that. Yeah, anything else? Nothing really stands out in here. That's the thing.
No,
It's just
it's
all.
a little disappointing in a way. Like it's not just can't. I don't know. I don't really know what this says. It's
Good-
trying
yeah.
to say that it's balanced, but I feel like it's not necessarily still. I mean, we'll see what happens in the changes in the next patch, but
Yeah, I feel like
I-
things like pick rate would be a better indicator of things.
Yeah,
yeah, because I think some classes of like samurai, especially, is very heavily picked.
yeah,
And some classes, I don't see many machinists, for example.
right.
I don't see many astrologians.
Well, that's a natural explanation. For
I mean,
It's different in
astrology in
PvP.
PvP is probably comfier
Right.
than it is in
Yeah.
PvE.
Well, yeah, but how are some of my games recently have been like 2 or 3 tanks in the enemy team, and that's really hard to deal with when your team
Yeah,
has like
it
no
is.
tank.
yeah,
So I think the composition is really where the imbalance is. Individually, maybe they're all quite nice on paper, but it's really how they stack up. And I don't know what you can do about that
no,
other than like trying to force a more generic like tank healer 3 DPS, but I don't like that.
no.
I prefer this new trend of having self heals and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, as a healer, not like you can do that much anyway.
Right.
Well,
Your
no.
healing skills are
Absolutely
very,
not.
very limited.
Yeah, but the turning them into a little pixie or whatever, a little pig is good.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
little.
of course.
Yeah.
That's quite OP
It is.
if used
Turning into
correctly.
imps.
Turning
Yeah.
into imps. Yeah.
And
yeah.
tanks are very, very, very strong.
Yes.
Dark Knight is a nightmare to go against because they just living dead for like 55 minutes, it seems, and you just can't kill them for ages.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah. So there you go. That's that. There wasn't much more coming out of the walk with Yoshi-P. It was
No, it was funny.
Other than what we've just
It was
said,
mostly just them
essentially.
actually playing the game and
Yeah.
him yawning.
Yeah. We might get. It was a lot of yawning.
yeah,
We might
He's
get
so good at
further
the game.
translations, but as of yet,
yeah. That is
Not
the current.
case.
That's what we have at this time. Okay, so moving on. This is about the North American data center expansion. There is a delay. I'll just read this post from Yoshi-P. If you remember, North America and Europe, we're going to have a sort of an expansion around the same time this year, but it doesn't. That is not happening. So I'll read this post. Hello, everyone. This is Final Fantasy XIV producer and director Naoki Yoshida. As we revealed in January regarding the expansion of Final Fantasy XIV's operations announcement, we are planning to expand the North American data center in 2 phases. Though the first phase was scheduled to take place in August 2022, the server vendor has informed us that the delivery of the equipment will be delayed due to the semiconductor shortage. We have tried to coordinate with related parties in hopes of finding a solution, but ultimately a delay proved unavoidable. As a
unavoidable.
I turned French. As a result, it will be difficult to keep to our original schedule, and we regrettably have to postpone the first phase of the expansion to November 2022. I sincerely apologize to those of you who have been looking forward to the first phase, which will add 4 worlds under a new logical data center. We will share further schedule details as soon as they are decided and ask for your patience in the meantime.
You know what they're doing? They're like, fuck it. We can't get any more semiconductors. The old way was best. Back to vacuum tubes. So we're going to get a big server room with vacuum
Yeah.
tubes again.
Yeah. As for the second phase, the schedule remains unchanged, with the above-mentioned new logical data center to receive an additional 4 worlds around spring or summer of 2023. Thank you for your support, Naoki Yoshida, Final Fantasy 14 producer and director. Yeah, so there you go.
It's not a huge delay. It's like 2 months or whatever, 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yes. To answer chat, my understanding is that these are 4 completely new worlds. They won't be stealing them away from any currently existing data centers. And then eventually, once they have the capacity to expand further, it will get another 4, bringing it up to 8, as all NA servers are.
Yes, which is also the
So
thing.
initially, it'll be very lonely.
Very small, smaller than AU, interestingly.
Yeah. This is the same. The second phase is also the same for Europe as well. They're around the same time, I think. They'll also be adding 4 worlds, bringing the EU 1 to 8. So we're all going to have 8, 8, 8, 8 worlds. I think isn't EU also getting?
We're getting a.
There's another data center coming up as well at some point down the line, if I remember correctly. Well, at least they said they were thinking about it, but there's no date.
Europe
for
is
that.
getting a whole. No, I believe they said that they wanted to bring EU to 3 worlds of 8, or 3 data centers of 8.
Yeah.
Well,
Man, we must
that is
really
what we already.
be.
Oh yeah, you're right. We're getting a whole new data center. Yeah.
Because both right now EU is at 2 worlds of 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it'll be light, chaos, and
And broom. Yeah, broom or egg. I think they're both good names for potential new data center. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So slight delay, nothing major, it seems. I mean, 2 months. I don't think most people probably even forgot that there was going to be a data center expansion
100%.
anyway. So, yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't know anyone that's ever excited to move data centers, but I'm sure they're out there.
I guess another chance to get a house eventually when they open that up.
Yeah.
But
someone might start the game on thinking, oh, there's a new DC, so I'll pick that one.
Yeah.
And you'll get all the benefits too. You get the road to 60 and all that shit. So.
You do get a lot of benefits when you join a completely empty server.
Yeah.
Because from my experience, seeing the new servers on AU or new worlds on AU, they're very empty in late zones.
Yeah.
Jealous of Road to 60.
Road to 60 is very
when
good.
I started.
Yeah.
It breaks the game. It's not. I think it kind of fucks up your first time experience, if you ask me.
I agree.
I had 2 people that were at level 80 when Shadowbringers came out, and they were doing. They just started Heavensward or something.
Okay.
And it's just
Yeah.
what do? Do you level up another job, or do you?
I agree for the first time,
weird.
but if they could perhaps add in Road to 60 weekend buffs or something for my alt jobs, I hate leveling.
That's
Okay.
the thing I'll say this game doesn't really have, or I think it did have at a time before, but XP bonus events.
Yeah,
That's
I think that
thing.
could be a good idea.
Yeah.
That was definitely a thing. Or it is a thing in other MMOs. I don't think that's ever happened in 14, as a worldwide, play during this time period and you'll get 15% extra XP.
Yeah. I don't know if we've
think
had
it's ever
anything
happened.
like that. I can't think of any. No. That would be nice. There are EXP manuals you get from squadrons, I guess. Does that also apply?
Well, no, the EXP manuals can't.
That's just for.
You can't stack them.
Oh yeah.
You can't stack them with. They're supposed to be an alternative if you don't have an FC,
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
or if your FC doesn't put up the buffs that you want.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's the pay-to-win honey bun
God,
with
yeah.
4% EXP.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God.
forgot
Why isn't
about
that shouted at about more?
I think we talked about it quite extensively
Yeah,
when it
but-
came out, but no one
Very
listens to
fun.
us.
I mean,
so.
It's also not that significant.
It was significant
Technically pay to
because
win.
it's technically paid. If you want to be very extremely technical, it is pay to win because you paid for something that you cannot obtain in game that gives you a bonus you cannot get otherwise in the game. So
I mean, I'm not gonna go crazy over 1%. The only thing in this game that even comes close to that would even slightly bother me is just the fucking motorcycle, because you get bonus movement speed with the second you get it.
yeah,
But that doesn't matter. I'm not participating in world first beating the MSQ.
right. There were also clothes on Mog Station that had that buff.
Oh yeah, like
You can still get some of them, like the
Korean outfit or something. One of them.
The Lightning and the 13 outfits have buffs if you wear all of them, don't they?
Did they? Yeah, they have
the
set bonus. Did they? I don't remember.
It was
There's
definitely like the Far Eastern socialites.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that had a XP buff.
Yeah.
There's the friend recruitment headpiece that gives you a decent amount of XP.
15%, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
the feathered.
Yeah.
The
Friendship
feather thing. I
circlet.
use that still.
Yeah, that one's nice.
It's still good.
Yeah.
I use all of the XP buff items.
And technically
under the
not
buff.
pay to win because that's just a friend recruitment code essentially, which is free for
Well,
you.
that's fine.
I guess you could also count in the XP earrings that we get for pre-ordering every
Yes,
expansion.
that's true.
Because that's a pretty huge buff. In all honesty,
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I guess
It
as
is.
long as you're pre-ordered, I guess you get it. But after that, you literally can't get it ever again.
True. True.
A little bit of a tangent, but I would quite, so this is something that WoW used to do. It's called heirloom gear. It doesn't do it anymore, but it used to give you gear that you'd wear from level 1 to max, and it would scale the stats, and it would give you XP.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we have scalable level gear,
Yeah.
like with the Menphena's earrings, wouldn't it be nice to just be able to get a class set for each class type that can be used from like level 1 to 70 or 80 or whatever? Doesn't even need to necessarily have an XP buff on it, but it just scales your stats. So you just don't need to care about changing gear every like 10 levels. And it clogs up. I hate having to change, because it clogs up your inventory because you've got to get a whole new set.
It's
and you get rid of
okay.
the other set.
The-
But sometimes you've got one class that's a bit lower level, so you have to keep that set around.
I had to go through a clogged up inventory, so
Yeah.
these new people have to go through the same thing.
This
I love,
this
love that
that's
idea.
this reminds me of like those MMOs where gear is entirely just glamour, so you never get any. I don't even remember which game I was playing where there was like where I have leveled 15 levels. Where do I put my gear? I have no gear, but yet I just get. It was just nothing. I don't even remember which game it was. Part of the experience of leveling up, I think, is to get new gear, is to see the number go up.
Time, yes. I agree. When you're playing on your first class and you're going through the story, I agree fully. In an MMO, I like that sense of progression. But the way alts are handled in this, being on the same character, I don't know. There's something about it that just feels more like a nuisance. For me,
Mela, why would you have an alt? You
For
just play on one
Mela, that
character.
is very
Duh.
clear because sometimes Mela will just have like
I just
an
have
alt
this
class,
level 1 gear.
and then we'll just inspect Mela. Like Mela's like level 15 gear at like
Yeah.
level 60. It's like what the
It's
hell?
gonna just roulette them up.
But it's just so weird. You love hoarding items in the game. Why not gear as well? I thought it'd be easy for you to
I
like.
hate having a full inventory.
Well, remember,
it's stressful.
okay, so leveling, you should plan. You should plan your leveling so that you.
I used
Yes.
to. I'd spend like 2 hours gathering all the gear and crafting it all myself to be like efficient.
Oh my
and
god,
whatever.
Mela! Why make so
Doesn't
much?
sound efficient.
No, that sounds horrible.
Money efficient. Money. I'm a
No
money
wonder.
saver.
No wonder you don't like it, Mela. If you're making such a hassle out of it, just
Well, I don't anymore. I just buy the
Yes.
non-HP
When-
gear.
yeah, that's
When I first started leveling my crafters, my self-imposed goal was to craft every single thing in the crafting log at every five level intervals. And then by the time I hit 50, well, not even that, but like around 40 to 50, I was like, I'm not having fun. I'm not doing this anymore.
yeah.
No, that's. I
Yeah.
think that's important for gathering. I will go back and do that because it's not.
I'll
that
normally
much.
get at least one of everything for gathering.
Yeah.
That's not that difficult.
but not crafting.
Yeah, crafting. I've given.
Yeah, if they're not going to do it for jobs, I would like what Mela said to be applicable for crafting and gathering jobs, because it's just when I was doing it, thank God I don't have to do it anymore. It was such a pain. Even if you're doing it all together, it is still just work. It would be nice just to have the one set.
Yeah.
At least to get to get to 80 or 70 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just plan around doing every job at the same time,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
or
no,
every
I'm
job at
trying
the same
to
time
do
at
that
the
a
same
bit
time.
more.
I mean, I understand that it's annoying. It's just not that big of a nuisance for me. I usually...
It's just like a little reward because you've got to max level. So for your next class, you've just got, if you want to use it, you've got this set that will just carry you
But
to
it's
the.
so satisfying being able to trade in or desynthesize all the gear that you don't need anymore of a lower level once you've capped all
yeah.
ranged physical DPS.
Yeah, and you just see your armor just open up finally. There's like
Yes.
so much space.
Yeah, and you've got all these level like 89 sets per individual class that you don't want because that's just a waste of space.
I never get the 8. I never get like the 88 or 89, like, or 78 and 79 gear. I at that point I'll wait until I actually cross into. That's a waste of money.
You just throw it away
Yeah.
like while you're questing. Like,
No, if
think I need
if I
this.
get it, I of course
Okay.
use it. But I'm not gonna go to
But
the
no,
market
it's-
board and buy.
No, I'm not
gear.
going to seek it out.
No,
No, but like what about the artifact gear? That's unique per job.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
but the thing is, Mailer, I can throw them away, and then Tatara will give me a free one whenever I want.
Yeah,
That is true.
that's true.
you know, random thing. You guys know there's like artifact gear for Sage and Reaper from not Geralt. And,
Oh, is that?
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
And Shadowbringers. What was his name? I can't remember. Laralt?
yeah, something like that. Like
Yeah,
Renault,
Barrelt.
Renault? Something like that.
Renault.
Yeah. Renault.
Renault. Oh, that's right.
Oh, Renault.
There's unique gear for Reaper and Sage there. So if you haven't checked it out, go take a little peek at it.
That's very hidden.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is. Well, it's not hidden if you're playing the game for the first time, but yeah, for us it is. If you've
There's a Reaper.
because who
there?
That
remembers?
makes sense. Well, I guess that makes sense because you can start Sage or Reaper at 70, and then if you're new to the game, you could have done Shadowbringers as those two jobs. So makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah. Anyways, that's let's get back on topic. The data center expansion, it's done. It's delayed. It's not done. It's delayed. November. Also, lots of gear exists in the game. Moving on. Live letter 72. We have a date. August 12th.
Wow,
Yay.
that is it's Friday.
Always Friday now.
It
It's always
like,
Friday, Rollo.
Yeah.
What's
And
the
it's
time
like
so I
at
can
night
cry?
time. Noon my time.
That's too
9
early.
p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Which is great because it's after
think
I
it's-
finish all my work for the week.
It's like 7 a.m. your time, I think, Ron, or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't want to wake up that early. That's stupid.
It's 1 p.m. Central European time.
I mean, be glad that you don't live on the
Yeah, 4 a.m. for the
West
California
Coast,
one.
Rollo.
Oh yeah, that's true.
God.
Yeah, so of course we'll be covering that Friday the 12th of
Wow.
August. From that we can sort of guess on the date because it's usually about 2 weeks ish after the live letter. So 23rd, 24th, is that what we're going for?
Tuesday.
23rd.
Tuesday.
23rd. Yeah. So that's when you can expect that patch. That
Don't
is
forget,
only a
do your
theory.
series for PvP.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You gotta finish
I'm
that
on
'cause-
that grind, boy.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
not finishing it. I only care to get. I'm only going to bother to get the glasses. I'm not going all the way to
Yeah.
level 25 to get the
Oh,
gear.
I'm going to 25.
Come on,
Do
you're like
one,
halfway
one
there.
level a day. Just do one level a day, Georgi.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Well, right
far
now
in,
I'm
so I should do it, but yeah.
One level a day. I'm currently at like level 8. I'm not going all the way to 25 in like less than a month's time.
You'll be
not that
fine.
bad.
I
Remember
don't
the-
enjoy PvP that much, even though I acknowledge that it is
700
better.
loss and 900 for a win. So you just basically just don't care, right? Just launch yourself repeatedly at the enemy Georgi until it's over.
No.
Well,
You
here's
can
the
do-
thing. So, like, I play at a time that most Americans are asleep. So my queues aren't exactly convenient. I mean,
Oh,
when
well,
I
that's-
try and queue for frontlines, which I know is not the main way to get series points, but I queue for frontlines, and I can be in queue for 3 hours and not get anything. So,
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I would say it says a lot about the series milestones where almost every Reddit post you see where it's like a quote guide on how to get to level 25. It's all calculated in crystalline conflict losses. So you will need like 150 losses to get this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it says a lot.
Okay, so yeah, do that. Finish your crystalline conflict stuff.
Get as far as you want, and remember, you can exchange your little crystal things for some random bits and bobs. But remember that they said that in future series, the previous rewards should be obtainable, right?
Yep. For one more season.
Yeah. So you, even if you miss it, you should still be able to purchase it. I think
with Marmstones.
With the Marmstone crystal things.
Yeah.
So it's so kind.
So how
so
much?
kind.
Well, they're capped at 20k, so it can't be more than that.
But what if each individual part of like the gear is 20k?
You're gonna have to.
So you have to buy them all individually.
Yeah, that's what you get for not doing it the first time, Georgi. We told you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Walk around with
This is like you and Relics, Rollo. I don't care. So don't come at me like this.
It's once in a lifetime.
All right.
Once in a lifetime.
It's a once in a lifetime. Okay. Anyways, so about the live letter, it's the details are patch 6.2 part 2, and then miscellaneous updates. Well, there's sort of a standard recipe to this. We are definitely getting the trailer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they mentioned during the Yoshi-P walk that the trailer is pretty much complete. Soken just needs to do a final run over for the audio.
Yeah.
But the main thing we're getting.
The main thing we're getting is that we're going to get a live demo of Island Sanctuary. They promised that.
Dude, so Yoshi-P promised.
Yeah. So that's a big deal.
You know what happens to Oathbreakers?
They will likely also reveal the name of the trials. I'm not sure if they. I mean,
will they?
And how,
I don't
They didn't
know.
reveal the name of the dungeon.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't reveal the name. That's true. But that was very weird that they didn't. Maybe this is a new thing that they've started doing. Like even though it made no sense to hide the name of the dungeon last time, like there was no significance to anything. Maybe we won't. But it depends, because if there is a storyline tied to this, we might actually see some of it in the trailer. So it would make...
Showed some of the dungeon in the trailer as well.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
right.
it's going to be that secret.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if they reveal it. They used to reveal trials before, so...
They hid what's called Tsukiyomi and Warrior of Light in the trailer.
Tsukiyomi and Warrior of Light, for obvious reasons.
Especially Warrior.
Remember, Tsukiyomi was like supposed to be the biggest surprise of all, but then unfortunately someone leaked it, I think, before. But
I mean, I agree, but maybe they think it's the same way.
We'll see what happens. I mean, it's exciting to not know things.
We'll see. It's weird not to build hype.
In a game as formulaic as this, and like everything is guessed like 5 years ahead of time and usually is true. Yeah. Anytime there's something surprising, I like it.
Yeah.
No, I just like that as like as a message to live by. It's exciting to not know things.
Yeah. I've joined some flat earthers. So.
They might also show us a demo of the new dungeon system that we're getting.
Oh yeah, Criterion
and
whatever the other one is called now.
I
don't remember.
Criterion / Variant.
Variant.
Yeah.
Criterion's the one you're supposed to do over and over again, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Variant was previously known as Criterion, and Criterion has now been repurposed.
Yeah.
Even though they never needed to do that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works for you guys, sure.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. I actually am excited for that content.
Yeah, same. Anything else? There's a lot to demo, I think. So I mean, there's the Island Sanctuary and the new dungeons.
We'll probably
maybe
see some of the new tome gear and stuff, which is always nice.
Of course,
I like seeing him get out printouts.
Yeah, they'll be printouts. They never have those on slides for some reason.
They do sometimes have them equipped during the trailer, though, so you get a glimpse of it in the game, and then.
That's true.
I like new tome gear.
Do you think that there'll be any information on the new relics?
Of course. Yeah.
Because
I'm gonna go say yeah.
Okay. Yeah. because I think maybe they want to because of the slight, pushback from the community. Maybe they want to ease some nerves. I don't know. Even though, again, you have no reason to worry. I don't
The
know
awkward
why.
part is that they've seen this community feedback of, oh, it's just going to be stupid joke weapons. And they're sat there with like a balloon animal staff and they're like, oh no, and we've already put it in the game and everything. God.
That'd be so funny.
No.
If like Yoshi-P's like, well, here's one of the designs.
Like a candy cane staff. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Chat brought this up earlier. Do you think Yoshi-P is going to spend the first like half an hour scolding us about the billboard?
Yeah.
No.
There is that billboard thing.
Maybe a brief.
It feels
mention.
so long ago now, but he
Yeah, it
hasn't
does.
really had a chance to like talk about it yet. So if he is going to ever talk about it, it will be during this live letter. If there's no talk about it during it, then
It's over.
they're not going to do anything or talk about it.
I
so-
don't think everything needs to be.
Well,
It was a very isolated incident, and I think
they made some.
I mean,
comments about
based-
it in their actions.
yeah, based on how the people involved like responded and all, it's just, it felt very isolated and weird, like a very one-off. I don't think there's anyone that's going to ever try doing that again. So
I think we should do it again, though. I think for the winter solstice, the speaker's winter solstice bash, we like up our game and like get a billboard in Times Square.
in Times Square, okay.
yeah.
That
Can
sounds
we get
cheap.
one of those
Sounds
like?
expensive.
Is that going to be like one of the animate, like the TV screen ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be our characters, but just
Podcast.
there saying a podcast.
And it's not even for the podcast. It's for an event. It's just the most confusing shit ever. Oh God. Yeah. Have you seen? No, this is a tangent. We're not going into billboard talk.
No,
I was going to talk about the latest billboard tech. Okay. Anyways, so that's. Live letter 72 on August 12th, 2022, 11
Be
GMT.
there or be square. Twitch.tv/speakers of Hideout.
That's right. We'll be covering it, of
It's
course.
going to be square.
I like sleeping. All right.
Right.
I love to sleep.
Do not watch it via the official means. Watch it on our channel.
Yeah, it's our channel only. That is the only source. Okay. We provide
Citation needed.
citation needed. All right, moving on. Patch 6.2.
Ugh.
The artwork has been released.
Wow, it's punished La Habrea.
Yeah, this. I mean, I knew the moment it came out.
Pappy?
Oh.
This.
I mean, he's holding the mask.
yeah,
He is.
yeah, that is La Habrea.
He has the red eyes of La Habrea.
Yeah,
He's a very foxy grandpa, as people would say.
that's right.
Yes, but you can notice that unlike most other ancients, he's actually wearing an undershirt. Most of them you can see their bare chests,
That's
but no,
true.
he's covered up to the neck.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
that's
right.
true.
He knows he has to cover up the milkers. All right.
That's true.
Okay. Okay.
So who is man at bottom?
Well, see, the thing is, he looks very much like an evil La Habrea, but he's got a normal Ascian mask
he does.
on his chest.
Yeah.
He has long Emmett Selk style hair, but like some Fan Daniel vibes as well.
Yeah.
Is he just an unknown entity?
I think he might be someone yet to be introduced, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he's La Habrea's evil twin, and
Yeah.
then the La Habrea we've always dealt with was not La Habrea, but his evil twin.
Because it is important to note that he does have the red eyes as well.
Yeah, he must be a relative in some respects.
Yeah. But very
He could
Evil
be.
twin.
No, I don't know. He must be related to the old man La Habrea. He because they're mirrored, so there must be something there.
Yeah.
It's when he shaved, he turns evil. That's like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what's
Oh, yeah.
going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe La Habrea entrusted his like twin brother to be in charge of one of the Tears of Pandemonium.
What if La Habrea at the bottom is really the La Habrea we've been dealing with, and
That's what
super
I
strong
said.
original La Habrea,
Yeah.
but unsundered La Habrea travel back in time to Elpis.
Well, I
And
didn't
has
say
been
that.
living out that life, and he switched places with his. I don't know.
Mm.
Who's the man at the back?
Yeah, he's just
I was wondering that
T-posing.
as well.
Yeah, there's a guy in the back. He's wearing.
He's T-posing.
I think he's T-posing, and I think he is wearing an ASEAN, like the standard white mask.
He's got it on,
I mean-
so he's covering up, which is
Yeah.
good.
Maybe
Nice.
maybe it's just us. It could just be a Zem.
Well,
Oh,
Very could
maybe.
That's-
These are very unbecoming ancients. All three unmasked in polite society.
Yeah, goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there are tentacles.
Yeah, not
I mean,
just tentacles,
yeah.
but snake and crow.
Yeah.
They are unmasked, but remember, this is Elpis. You can't be
True.
masked here.
That's true. That's true.
Do
So
you think this is
I think there might
a
be
hint at the
hints.
bosses?
I think so. I think these are boss
So
hints.
Kukulin maybe,
Yeah.
Mugen and
Yeah.
Snake.
And Snake.
I just hope the story is a bit more interesting than the first part.
Yeah.
It opened up and it had a few questions, but by the end of it, I didn't feel that satisfied with how it was
I
going.
didn't. It's just like, yeah, La Habrea had a kid once.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it meant
Any
to be like a big
questions?
reveal?
I mean, that was cool. I just expected like a little
Yeah.
another
Do you
green
think-
or two.
Do you think before La Habrea became an old man that he had pink hair like his son?
Or do you think his son dyes it to try and?
Oh yeah. He dies it. Yeah.
What if the pink-haired guy? That's the real
That's
La
very
Habrea. Yeah, that's him. And his dad dies during this raid. He's like, my son, now you are La Habrea.
Well, this was a very
That was a
popular
big
theory
theory,
at the
wasn't it?
time.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see. There's not much else really to go off of. The upside down dude has like some balls in there as well. Like there's some orbs.
Yes, some orbs.
Mhm.
He's clutched his pearls.
Mm-hmm. He is
them
obviously chained.
Orbs for pondering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what's this gonna have to do with the whole vampire thing?
Well, no, there wasn't. I don't think there was anything that deep to the vampire thing, Rollo. I think that was
there
just.
wasn't.
No.
There was
In
just
I think that was just
fairness, Hesperos had red eyes.
all right.
Well, yeah, but I think the vampire thing was just like that was the like forbidden monster form that Hesperos chose to like become.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That was just his thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was just his bias, really.
Yeah. Okay. It's also the title of the patch is Buried Memory, so this they might tie into the
Yes.
story arc as well.
More like buried memories.
Wow.
But does it necessarily apply to the raid series? Because a lot of patch titles, they attach them to like images that don't necessarily relate to the title.
Yeah. But it is interesting because they are colored in the same way that the logo is. The top is blue, the bottom is red. It's interesting.
Do you know what expansion had blue and red as its main theme? Stormblood.
That's right, baby. We're going back to Stormblood times.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
No, I don't think so.
What was the ending of? Remind me, please. What was the ending of 6.1's MSQ in particular?
6.1's MSQ.
6.1.
We're getting ready to go into the void and find Asdaya.
Yeah.
And how may that be related to Buried Memory as a name? Do you think?
They
Maybe
buried her.
Asdaya. Maybe we encounter Asdaya, but she doesn't remember her past because she's been in the void for so long.
That could be true.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really many characters that could tie to, is it? It's a very I don't
Yeah.
know.
Or maybe
no
it's
idea.
related. Or maybe we'll just get more from like Vritra about his buried memories from the past that he doesn't like to think about it.
Yeah, that's true. That could be it.
Yeah, that would be nice. Maybe we'll get a bit more dragon lore.
Mhm.
I mean, there are other dragons we can talk to who don't tell us much.
Rollo's favorite.
Yeah.
Tiamat or whatever.
Yeah, Tiamat's out and about.
Well,
So
and also Rollo, These are the last 2 dragons. There can't be that much more dragon lore.
No.
Please, I just don't like dragons.
Wow.
There's a
Don't like
whole
dragons.
planet. Well, not anymore, but
Not anymore. Good riddance.
Constant about them.
but seemingly, has allowed them to come back into life, Rollo. So
What if just
Maybe.
to link last episode, what if the buried memory is us remembering where we came from?
Oh,
Maybe it's about us.
Yeah,
Because we're kind of mysterious, so why
Yeah.
not?
I would
we're-
like that.
we're from Little Alamigo. That's going to be like, I remember now. I was born there.
That's so
If we
random
find out who
and
the
so
real-
anticlimactic. It's like, where are you
Little
from? And they
Alamigo
just
of all
open some
places.
documents like, oh, you're from Alamigo. He's like, oh, yes, I remember.
No,
Alamigo.
Little
Of course.
Alamigo.
Oh, little.
Not even
Little. Sorry.
real
Yeah.
Alamigo.
I lived in a tent in Little Alamigo. Oh, I remember now.
I just
I was
spawned there
born
one
in a
day.
cave.
It seems your documents say you were born in that tent where the zombie lives in the Sicily deserts.
Wow.
That was me, man.
Yeah.
I know my family, zombie man.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways,
Okay,
let's.
if we are, if Barry remembers us and we are a Zem, and that's a Zem walking through the doors,
Yeah.
and we finally find out some truth about who a Zem was,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Uh-huh.
That is fine.
Yeah.
I live with that.
Yeah. Okay, so it says late August on the website, which still tracks with the 23rd of August. So this
Also
is
tracks with the 30th of August, but that would be
Yeah.
a very cursed date for it to release on.
that's true. That's true. So the only thing that's really been released is this outline of what to expect for 6.2. So there's new main scenario quests. Again, we don't really know anything about that yet.
Well, no.
No. New high-end raid, Pandemonium, Abyssos. So again, I think based on this patch art, we're getting a boss that has tentacles, a boss that has something to do with snakes, and something to do with crows, possibly.
Well,
Yeah.
they showed us the first location, wasn't it? Like full of spider webs.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
But there's a fourth one missing here, so there's possibly like.
Well,
link to
yeah,
that.
but also surely one of them will. I don't know.
Could be
Maybe the
Evil
bottom
Man.
person is the last one.
Oh yeah, remember that could be like eggs, like spider eggs, the orbs with the.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's-
Totorak Savage.
Yes.
Yeah.
To destroy his urgent red tail tip.
Am I reading this wrong?
Yeah, go on.
Does it just say Island Sectionary is just coming in 6.2?
Yeah, they do this. It
So-
just means the whole life of the patch. So it can mean anything from 6.2 to 6.25.
Yes, I know, Rollo. There are some that mention 6.25, but there are instances
Yeah.
in 6.1 where things that didn't have patch like didn't say 6.15 did end up not.
It's
coming
because
out until
it's because they don't want to set it. They don't want to set it for Island Sanctuary, which should worry you a little bit because it kind of means they can move it whenever they want within 6.2. But yeah, there you 6.2 Island Sanctuary, 6.2X.
That could be 6.28.
Yes, it could. It could. The new dungeon, the Fell Court of Troya. We don't really know much other than
I don't know
the name.
who's coming with us in the story because Graha is tied up with the 24-man raid, so I don't think he's coming back into the MSQ, at least not anytime soon.
Right.
We have Y'shtola and we have Estinian. Does that just mean that Thancred and Urianche will be our 2 other companions this time? That'll give us 2 DPS, a tank, and a healer.
Possibly, yeah.
Well, no. Well, we do have the Ironworks involved in some respects as well. So someone we know from the Ironworks has a lot of void crustiness to him.
That's true.
Oh, I'd be very.
I would
up
love
for
Nero.
Nero
Me
being a
too.
party member.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Want to get all crusty again. I love it.
The crust.
Eat the flakes off of him.
Okay. There's the new trial, which is a complete mystery.
100%.
And then the first variant dungeon, the Sildine Subterrane for patch 6.25.
Zombos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
going to be fun, but we're going to have to wait until September.
Yes, that one's going to be a bit later. And then the first Criterion dungeons, another SIL-D subterrain and another SIL-D subterrain Savage, also with patch 6.25.
Ass.
Confusing naming scheme.
Yeah.
Why? Like they have Variant Dungeon, which is one thing, and then Criterion Dungeon. But then they also called in that subgroup, it's called Another.
Yeah.
And then within that subgroup, there's another title of Savage.
But thank you to the devs for giving us ass. There's a new Unreal trial, which is a Containment Bay S1T7, which is Sephiroth. So
That's going to be a
pretty
good
hype.
weekly.
It doesn't sound like we're getting a new mount. I mean, we could still get a new mount from what are they called? Faux hollows. But,
yeah.
but I wouldn't mind the opportunity to get an old one.
No, that's true. I'm sure they'll add something. It's just, yeah. Maybe they'll reveal that during live. Do they show off like
Sometimes
minions
they do.
and
They show new mounts and minions.
Yeah, they do. That's true. We might know during the live letter. Main scenario revisions, and that, if I remember correctly, that's just adding.
It's from 2.1 through to the vault.
Yeah. So that's the dungeons. Tataru's Grand Endeavor is getting an update. That's the one with the Void Arc storyline with the Sky Pirates.
Yeah.
I believe in one of his like little walking streams, Yoshi-P mentioned that this will release on the 0.0 on 6.2.
Okay.
The reason it didn't release on 6.1 was because they didn't want players getting, I don't know if confused was the word he used, but like because Tataru was involved with the MSQ, they didn't want people like doing so much with her all at once.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yep. Sure. Somehow further Hildebrand adventures in patch 6.25, which will also tie into the new weapon enhancement quests, Manderville
You
weapons.
two better do them, or at least Mela better do them.
Yeah.
I'll catch up
I'm just
eventually.
going to dedicate.
How are you going to be able to discuss relics with us, Rollo, if you haven't done all of Hildebrand?
I'll do Hildebrand, don't worry, and then I won't get the relic, and I'll feel so good.
You are.
God.
You are a character.
Such a character, man.
Yes, I love to be a little hater. I love it.
Yes.
Just a little hater.
We can't really discuss this because that will be spoilers. But yeah, if you've done Hildebrand, you probably you can get an idea of where this story is kind of heading.
But Lakil, imagine if the Manderville weapon involves where the actual quest went.
That would be very interesting. I would be. I would have mixed feelings. All right.
These two people preventing us from talking about it.
Yes.
You won't even do the spoiler cast for us.
No.
No.
I don't want to spoil Mander. Like
I don't want to ruin it for you. It's good.
Yeah, it's good, but also I don't want to ruin it for the listeners and viewers because if you haven't done it, you should.
And we haven't announced it as like a spoiler. If we're going to talk about it, we want to announce it as a spoiler thing.
Yes. Okay, anyways, moving on. New tribe quest, the Omicrons in patch 6.25. That's exciting. That's Omega's
Gathering
race.
Beast Tribe.
Yeah.
Wow, you can't even. I mean, they're neither a tribe nor beasts.
Right. They are machines.
Lost
Ghost.
robots.
Yeah.
Space ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They used to be people. They talked about that.
That is true.
They got borged.
They got borged to the max. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet there's still independence among them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're interesting.
Yeah. It is an interesting.
I will say, I need to re-say that I don't like Beast Tribes being on the 0.5 patches.
No, it
that's
sucks.
A
I
bad
agree.
trend to set. A really bad trend to set.
I'm fine with the patch cycle being longer by a month. I think it's weird to hold the Beast Tribes behind not the initial patch. I don't like it.
Yeah.
You're really dragging it out. I'm not enjoying it.
No.
Yeah, just let people do everything at whatever pace they want.
Yeah. I mean,
and then they can like unsub.
tribe quests last a long time. Like even if you're doing them daily,
Yeah,
that's a lot of time.
They normally last at least a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and considering that we're getting Island Sanctuary, it would be nice to have the tribe quests with launch and have that because eventually you run out of the basic stuff that's released, and then you can do Omicrons until you get Island Sanctuary, which will surely keep us occupied.
And if there's
until the
like
next patch.
gathering stuff on Island Sanctuary, it's going to be a lot of gathering.
Yeah, that's true. Also, Adventure Plates official release. So that's when they wipe your Adventure Plate data. So make sure to screen cap the stuff that you want to redo. And then, of course, Elegant Tomestones of Causality is the new Tomestone. There's new crafting recipes, new mounts, minions, and emotes, new fashion accessories, and more.
Thank God. I didn't think they were going to, but they did.
Thank God. Oof. Yeah.
That was a close one.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that announcement. There you go. That's all we know about the patch. It's quite a big... It's an important patch for many reasons.
It has some new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's two really big new features.
Yeah.
So at the base patch, we're getting the MSQ, we're getting Pandemonium, we're getting the trial.
Yeah.
There's a lot in the .x5 patch.
The majority
Yeah,
of it's
that's
in
a
the
big
0.5.
patch. Which is
Yeah,
interesting.
there's the variant / Criterion dungeons. There's presumably Island Sanctuary. There's Hildebrand. There's the Relic. There's the Omicrons. I feel like most of this is not coming out on August 23rd.
No, that's true.
You're right. And that means once you've done the MSQ, if you're not raiding, you're pretty much done.
Yeah.
I mean, people do the normal raid at least 7 times. So
That's true.
Of course.
Get your weapon.
Yeah.
It'll keep you going for the month and a half.
But again, it really points out the weird timing with the tribe quests, because that would have solved this feeling of like, there's like hardly anything coming out in the base patch, really.
Yeah. What
At
are
least,
you doing on the 2.5 release?
That's pretty, there is a lot coming out with the base patch. There's the whole MSQ, there's the raid, there's the new dungeon, the new trial.
The extreme of it as well, obviously.
Yeah, and with the extreme, there's new tomestones.
Point is on the release, right? Unreal.
Yeah. Yes. Wait, which one?
The Unreal is on release.
Oh yeah, Unreal is on release. Yeah.
That's something to do weekly, but
yeah. Remember, you're on the Tomestone grind again because there's a new Tomestone as well. So
I love the Tomestone grind.
It's enough, I think, but it's a little thin.
If the trial is part of the MSQ, as we've been theorizing, we're getting less story than in a normal patch because we don't have a separate. We're only going to have the MSQ and the 8-man trial series.
And Tataru potentially.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and Tataru. That is true, because in 5.2 we got the weapon series, we got the MSQ, we got what's it called? What was the 8-man series? Eden.
Yeah.
Very forgettable.
So let me just point this out again for Chaz, just see it mentioned again. There is no specification for Island Sanctuary. That does not mean it is launched. I think they've specifically said it won't be at launch, but it means that they can release it whenever they're ready. They just don't want to lock down a patch.
I mean, if it does happen at launch, that's exciting, and then I will feel less annoyed about the beast tribes or the tribe quests being moved to 0.25.
That will probably be confirmed on the live letter, so we'll know then if it'll actually be released with 6.2. If that's the case, then problem solved.
Don't worry, guys. Much like every other thing they add to this game, there's no way they're going to release the alpha version of Island Sanctuary first, where you can only explore the island and only build the first tier of stable and then nothing else.
No. God, don't.
Definitely going to be fully fleshed on the table.
They've never done that with anything before other than the adventure plates.
Yeah.
No.
And that was a beta.
Squadrons was pretty bad earlier.
Yeah, and that was a beta, yeah. Squadrons was not a beta. They did expand on it a lot. And I know that it was like... It was a system at launch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at launch. It was
was
Okay,
Football
chat.
Manager.
Don't bring up all
I
the
was
bad
the
content
manager.
they've released in the past. We know. I know. Diadem and Eureka, of course, being prime examples of content that was
Eureka,
not.
which was during the
loved Eureka,
expansion reveal.
Dude, oh,
as a
that's true.
feature.
Yeah, and came
Didn't
out
come
like
for like 14 patches later.
14 patches. Yeah, I liked Eureka, but that's a hot take.
I
I
liked
understand
Anima.
that.
You're insane.
Yeah, I
You
know.
guys are so insane.
I
think-
genuinely liked Animus.
Eureka got more fun for me when I got to Pyros. It's just that they made one of the worst decisions ever in making Pagos.
Yeah,
What's
Pagos
sad-
ruined Eureka.
What's kind of sad about Eureka now is that it is an experience that they will never be able to do again. Because they have burned all bridges. So if you were there when Eureka was a thing, that was the one and only time that ever happened in this game. That experience will never be replicated in this game. And it's kind of weird, isn't it? When you think about what Eureka was, how old-fashioned and weird it was, and how crazy the chat was. No, I have fond memories of that.
The chat was good.
It was very nostalgic for me to play.
Yeah.
I was like, those were our weirdest hours on stream.
Yeah.
Where anything to do with Eureka.
Yeah. Oh God, I spent so many
the
hours in
train
there.
was so good.
The train was good.
I think that should they do another adventuring foray in the style of Eureka or Bosnia, I think what it needs, unlike Bosnia issue is that it's always on. There's always something to do.
Yeah.
Whereas Eureka has downtime. They need to find the balance between those two, where there's not so much downtime that you're going crazy, but also not so much to do that like you have no time to think.
True. I remember we were covering that launch live, I think, of Eureka. We did that live.
Yeah, I
Did it on the day.
I remember being so disappointed.
I heard Rollo's enthusiasm just fade like like a rock. It just fell, and I'm like, oh my god, this is too much content for me. Like this world is too big. The mobs hit like
they did.
it was so hard. But
Everything takes like 3 minutes to kill.
yeah.
we were trying to solo monsters.
I
It
was
taking hours.
I was just like, what do we do?
Yeah.
I was so confused. I
Yeah.
was like,
Hey,
we're just killing the snails on the beach or something.
Yeah.
that was MMOs 20 years
Yeah, it
ago.
was.
But this is an MMO from 20 years ago. This is an MMO from 10 years ago, right? We have standards.
But it was kind of I don't know. I kind of liked knowing. But the main problem with Eureka, which was the main problem was that the story was spread out way too thin. Like remember that there was like 5 levels to get like a quest, or then it was like 7. It was like 1.0 pacing.
That was one of the strengths of Bosnia, is that the story was much more evenly paced, such that it never felt like that you were waiting too long. The only issue is that between that you were doing too much.
Yeah.
I think if you want to perfect this content, story should be every 2 levels, and
3 at most.
Yeah.
Have the always on of Bosnia, but only have one event going at a time, or one event in each section, because I know the map was split in 3, and it has a little cooldown beforehand to let people get there, which is kind of the downtime section.
Yeah.
And just reward XP accordingly, so it doesn't take longer by that, but you've got that downtime to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. A little stroll down memory lane there with Eureka. God, we've been on a lot of tangents in this episode.
Yeah, we love it here.
Yeah.
I mean, we did what we could with a list of features coming out in 6.2.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, that is perfect, because that's the end of the show. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersFile, the youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, exclamation Discord in chat if you're watching on demand. Link is on the in the description. If you're watching live, the post show is about to begin, so make sure you catch that. We'll be answering questions from the syndicate. Remember to send us mog mail. We desperately need mog mail. speakersxiv.com/mogmail. We'll see you next week if we don't see you on the post show. Goodbye.
Bye.